Parts of today's video are taken from the Atari Network podcast, which aired on 10/19/2025, where John from the Atari Network and Funkmaster V from Big and Funky Productions discuss whether or not there will ever be an Atari 7800 game better than Rikki Vikki. For the uninitiated, Rikki Vikki was a game released by Penguin a few years ago for both the Atari 7800 and Steam. The head programmer Tailchao took several years off work, poured a lot of his own personal resources into the game, and it became a remarkable experience. It's a puzzle platformer that oozes charm, has cutscenes, boss fights. It's very large in scope. It has unique game design, a unique continue system, and it was received with much fanfare, but technically it was a flop. However, everybody in the Atari 7800 universe praises this game as the system's crowning achievement. So, will there ever be another Atari 7800 game that can touch the greatness of Rikki Vikki? John and Funkmaster discuss 5 games each that they think either could, when they're finished, or were very, very close and maybe had aspects that were greater than Rikki Vikki.
Is there ever going to be another game that surpasses it, equals
What do you think?
No, I don't think there will be. I think there could be, but you said it yourself. The man took, 3 years off his life to do this. He got the aid of talented people. It wasn't just like a friend doing music. He got a very talented musician. His name escapes me. RushJet 1.
Okay. It's not even synth.
Yeah, he got all kinds of talented people to work with him, or a handful, I guess. But so I don't think, unless somebody else is willing to put that time in, and I don't even think Atari themselves is willing to put that much time and effort into a game. So I don't think we'll see anything like it again. But that's not to say there ain't great games that won't approach it in some regards. And that's kind of how I made my choices, is thinking about the different aspects and which games came close to those aspects.
Well, in some ways, some of these games are better because they don't have the resources poured into them. Sometimes in some of these games that we've come up with 5 games each that could have been better than Rikki Vikki. We're close, and these aren't. And we're not slighting any of these games. It's kind of like
great games in themselves. Yeah,
that's right. It's kind of like what we're saying. Or these were the ones that were the closest, or could be the closest if they haven't been released yet. And there's a few reasons why they probably didn't surpass it. Now, I will say this, Rikki Vikki is the best game for the 7800. It's not my favorite game for the 7800 because I don't like that genre of games. It is amazing. I do love it. I'm glad it's on the system. But there are other games I'd rather play than that. So some of these are some of those, if that makes sense.
Yep. Okay, so, Vinny, do you want to go first?
Let's go. Let's do the, I don't know. Did you want to go like... Well, we're not ranking these either.
No, in no particular order.
Yeah, so let's let me go. I wanted to do a video about this one for a while, and I haven't yet. But I kind of, before the fall, it seemed like there was about a year or so where there wasn't really a great 7800 game released for the 7800. There was Harpy's Curse in the VCS store. There was Burning in the Tower of Doom, but there was like this long kind of period of games that were being released, and they weren't bad, but they weren't anything like, whoa, you got to stop the presses and play this. Tiger Heli might have been the first one in a while. And to me, I was going to do, we need Vlad to get off his tuchus. And I'm saying that playfully. I really don't. I'm not, no pressure, because I know these guys they feel the pressure sometimes. But I don't know if there's a game that I liked more than Night Guy on a board, 30 Squares of Fate. And the interesting thing about this game is Night Guy on a board, 30 Squares of Fate, hasn't been released yet. He released an almost near finished demo that's in the Trevor ROM pack for the 7800. That was released, and he had some sort of flood or a house fire because he's in Chile, and who knows what the hell happened down there. So he had to rebuild this game from scratch. And I actually think this is the old graphics.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah,
footage of,
and I'm not slighting it. So anybody can check out what the
this
new one
on
looks
YouTube.
at.
Yeah,
But John and I both like this. This is a board game, a one-player board game that is also an RPG with skill games inside of it. I've never seen this anywhere before. If something like this exists, let me know. But this seems like one of the most unique ideas for an 8-bit system, for 8-bit game. The slide puzzle here is one of the hardest things in the game.
Yeah,
so many moves to do it. But you fight bad guys. You have like chance card spaces where like different things. You can fall down a tree, or you can fall down a hole. I mean, or a tree can land on you, or whatever. You can fight a tree or broccoli or whatever that is. And you have hit points. You can level up. You can get new items. But you're basically trying to get a key out of the shop, and it's random. It's like playing a board game. When will I ever hit this shop, and will I have enough money? And it is like Mario Party in a way. It's kind of like a game called Fortune Street for the GameCube. It's kind of like the WarioWare game, Smooth Moves and stuff like that. It's just a hoot, man. And I it's got so much charisma, like all his games does. I think this could be, depending on how it finishes, the best game ever for the 7800. But it is an acquired taste. So that's one of mine.
Yeah, I've been anticipating this game for a while. Vlad has a tendency to announce great stuff and then kind of leave us hanging and then nonchalantly announce that it will not be coming out, which drives me crazy, Vlad. Stop teasing us like that. But yeah, there's a lot.
I love this boss. This is actually, I had an idea. You know how again, I apologize if I'm taking too long on all these, but I like talking about this stuff. I like this boss here, and I had the idea, what if, because the VCS and Atari kind of has been doing this, but what if we had an adventure game, like a Link game, kind of like Quamp, but you're the paddle of Breakout, and you're doing like a Legend of Zelda game, and like these would be the bosses, stuff like this, like really unique.
Right.
I think that would be a cool game to play. It would be like Legend of Zelda mixed with Breakout. It would be that. But so anyway, that mini game was great in this.
Yeah.
Now the reason this game to me wouldn't be better than Rikki and Vikki, simply the music. There's no music in this game at all, and the music of Rikki and Vikki is outstanding. If there was a musical score put in this, perhaps, but that's going to be the big caveat.
Always been a weak point in Vlad's games. He don't include a lot of music, number one.
But to counterpoint my own point that you agreed with, every one of Vlad's games, because there's not a lot of crazy music, is playable on the Game Station Go, because it reduces the size of the games, and whatever emulator my arcade is using with this, every one of Vlad's games plays on this and plays well. If you get the ROM. If you get the ROM.
Right. Yeah, you got the ROM from Trevor's Pack, is that right?
Yeah.
Trevor's Pack is great. If you don't know what it is, it's something you can download ROMs. There's a lot of demos, work in progress. Just overwhelming amount of stuff in there. Google it.
1,400 things.
Yeah, Night Guy is going to be great. I think every game console needs a couple things. I always say every game console needs a pinball game, a board game, and a couple other things. So I'm excited. I always wanted like a Monopoly or something on the 7800. So I'm excited to see that if it ever gets finished. I think looking at my list here, since we have some overlap in a few spots, I'm just going to go ahead and start out with one that I think most people already know about. It was included with the 2600 plus, 7800 plus, Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest. And I don't think this is anywhere near as good as Rikki and Vikki on the whole, but I think it does some things almost as well as Rikki and Vikki. Number one thing people have been asking for since the homebrew scene has become a thing, I know, is platformers. Everybody wants a good platforming game. This takes cues from Adventure Island. I believe it started out as like an Adventure Island port and kind of got worked into a different thing here. I think the great thing about this game, what makes it, the aspect that makes it equal to Rikki and Vikki is just it's a long adventure on the 7800. It's a game that's got secrets. It's got longevity. There's several worlds, several levels, a lot of variety. And in that aspect, Wonder Boy, Adventure Island. In that aspect, I think it's Rikki and Vikki's equal. I think in everything else, it takes a step behind. I would rather play Rikki and Vikki over this. But this is a great game in its own right, and I think it is. If it had Rikki and Vikki's graphics, I think it would be heralded. I think a lot of people would say it's the greatest game on the 7800 just because people want platformers on the 7800.
I would say the great point about this is a long game. This unless you know where all the secrets are, it's going to take you a long time to beat this game. The music, I would say, is, and Bobby Clark did do this music, and a lot of it is like Sugar Plum Fairy, a lot of classical music that was included in the original Crystal Castles, which I think is kind of neat. There's a secret for you guys. I think the music. I think the music is good or close to being as good as Rikki and Vikki. Graphics, not as much. Parallax scrolling. I do think Rikki and Vikki's more interesting on the whole.
Yeah,
but I do also think I got a video about this too. A lot of people have problems with the controls because this actually was made for a ProLine controller. So if you're going to use this on the Atari V 7800 Plus or an emulator, or you can play it on this, it's terrible because it's hard to use these types of controls for Bentley Bear. It should be used with a ProLine or like a Genesis controller. So that I think the approachability, if people don't know what they're doing, would kind of throw them off too. But again, this is another 5-star game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Robert De Crescendo did this one, and it's one of his best. I think one of the ones he's
most proud of, and most well known for. Before we move on, Crypto Coffee with a $1 super chat. Thank you very much. Always appreciated. Never expected. So thank you. We appreciate the support. Okay, moving on, Vinny. What is your next game? Let's do. This is a game that's not been released, and I don't know if it's going to be released. And this was a little controversial this week. I always liked. I was a bad guy pro wrestler for almost 20 years, and next month I have my final match. John, you should come down and watch me as I take on this crazy Irishman. That's always
it's your last match. You're not going to wrestle anymore.
Yeah, no. I haven't wrestled.
What about hat flipping?
Hat flipping, I'll never retire from.
All right.
I'm the South's premier hat flipper. But this game, look, again, I'm not trying to just shill for myself because I haven't even released it yet. But I'm doing a review of this thing for this week from a 7,800 from 7,800 fans vantage point. And one of the games that you can sideload that is an Atari 7,800 game is a thing called Turmoil, Dreadnaught Attack. Okay. And this is a game that is made by a fella named Playsoft. And I've played a few versions of this, but with this latest package from Trevor, of course, we're putting Trevor over a lot tonight, it plays brilliantly on this Game Station Go. And I was blown away. It's a side-scrolling shooter. It needs both buttons. And again, this started off as, and if you go back to my channel, Atari 7800 forever.com, there was an article I said that there was somebody who was trying to make a game with as many sprites as you could on a 7800 system, and it was basically the big origins of this game. It was the same people doing that, and they were just having. And so on this game, you're trying to destroy. You're doing a Dreadnaught attack, kind of like the 78 or the 5200 game Dreadnaught Assault,
but with
or Dreadnought
more going on.
Dreadnought Factor, I guess.
Yeah.
But you got to take on these turrets. There's miniature boss battles where there's like there's a snake creature that'll give you power-ups when you beat it. The blue one looks like my landlord, not this one, but the blue one looks like my old landlord when I used to live in Pigeon Forge. But this game is smooth. The second button reverses your direction that you fly over the Dreadnaught, and it's just a great shooter. It's all this stuff's going on, and after you defeat the turrets, you got to go pick up a hostage and take him back. I'm blown away. The music's good. I love how the level starts. It starts with this staticky kind of like level 1. It's almost like the movie Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. It's like a level 1. And you start off, and once you rescue the hostage, you take him back to your little base floating in space, and you've defeated the level. Now, I went on to Atari Age this week, and I said, son, whoever's, play soft, when we finish in this game. And he had this entire thing about, hey, man, somebody once said that I didn't need the second function to go backward, and the game's not very good. And I tried to include like a Galaga mini game in the middle of it, and I wasn't happy with how it turned out. And I was like, it sounded like he just lost his love for this game. It's unreal. There's a little hostage there going crazy, go nuts. It's unreal that he has lost his zest for this one, because this dude, I was going to wait. This thing, as it stands, would be a 4.5 out of 5 or almost a 5 out of 5. This game is incredible. And it's so smooth, well thought out, fun. And the guy's like, I'm not horsing around with it anymore. I'm going to do something that's going to be a better game, because this one's no good. And he thinks this game sucks. I think he's been eating paint chips or something. I don't know. Somebody needs to go check on him, do a wellness check. This thing is incredible. And I told the guy on the forums, I said, hey, I don't want to cause you stress or make you sad, because you don't know where people are mentally health wise, but bro, throw a boss level on level 5 and, just get it and just wrap it up.
If he released it like this, I'd be thrilled to death. I agree with everything you said. Play soft. This is on my list too, so I might as well just.
That's the one that looks like my landlord, by the way.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that face.
Yeah, it looks like Gary.
That's how Gary looked when he was yelling at it. Where's my rent? But
it's the 10th.
So I tried to take an aspect of Rikki and Vikki out of every game. For me, this graphically is so impressive, where Rikki and Vikki kind of had large it's a different sort of impressive, but I think it's even more impressive in a lot of ways. Look at all this stuff going on. I'm going to go full screen again, but look at all this mayhem going on, and it's so smooth. Like you said, you turn around smooth, barely any slowdown, if any.
Look at the parallax scrolling. Look at all that green shit going behind like the blue fuselage of the ship. I didn't mean to cut you off, but look at that, man.
It's incredible graphically, and I haven't actually played it myself, so I can't speak on that. But the thought of playing this on the 7800 as a kid, if somebody would have showed this to me as a kid,
dude, what are you talking about?
When I had this 7800 in my basement, and that's what we played on the weekends. Oh my God. I would go nuts. And yet the name is Turmoil, or Turret Turmoil Dreadnaught Assault. It's fantastic. I'm just so hurt that that place is. Well, I mean, I don't know how.
We're bewildered.
It's
disappointing. And again, I don't know what this guy's mental state is. I don't want
right. But I hope it's not because somebody made, because trust me, as a YouTube creator, I've been there too. I work hard on a video. Everybody's like, this is great. And I focus on the one comment that said, well, you mispronounced a word, and actually you got something wrong at minute 12:48.
Yeah.
And I focus in on that, and it ruins my whole experience with the video.
You just got to get thick skin. I mean,
right.
That's the whole thing. When you're putting yourself out there in the world, there's so many haters, don't let them hate on you, dude. Like, think of it this way, Mr. Play Soft. If you listen to this, I hope you listen to this. Look, Tiger Heli, 4 levels. Pluto, Sirius, these prototypes people went on and on about, 4 levels.
4 levels. Yep.
You've got 4 levels. It's great. It's
he has 4 levels done.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Wow. That's cycle them and
It's you need there's a new
Kroger's. Look at Kroger's.
By the way, folks, if you need some baby spring mix shit, what the hell was that? Spinach? But anyway,
and then it goes into one of my videos. All right, how do I get this off there?
All right. You're doing that on purpose. But we won't talk about it, but that game as it stands, that's better than Scramble. That's better than Serious. That game is exhilarating. And I guess I'm not going to harp on it all night long, but man, if you find the love of the Lord in your heart, try to get that damn thing done, or just release it as it is. Like we said, I
would get it as is. I mean, put it on there like, hey, I don't even care what you say, just release it. You don't have to say nothing.
Okay. Is Paul Playsoft?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, let me just say this, and again, I don't want to make any enemies. Mr. Playsoft, if you think that John Hancock's Block 'em Sock 'em is better than your shooter, then we need to sit down and have a serious conversation, because that Block 'em Sock 'em game.
Well, that was fine. The 7800 port was a great port.
Okay.
He did the port of it to the 7800, or the 5200. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Daryl did the one for and Daryl.
Yeah, he did the 78.
Is a great programmer, but
the game was fine. But what you're saying is it's not as good as Turmoil.
Not even in the same league, man. That's church softball compared to the Harlem Globetrotters, brother. I mean, get back on that thing, bro.
Yep, absolutely, 100% agree. So I guess we will. I might as well get these out of the way, because I also do not have a video for this one, unless you want to go with another one, Vinny. I guess I piggybacked off of yours.
Well, let's do a released one that's been released multiple times. Let's do one of the big boys. Everybody probably knew we were going to talk about this one, but EXO from Muddy Funster may be, if there is a contender for the game that is the best on the system, that is not Rikki and Vikki, and some people would probably contend this one's better. It's EXO, which is a very unique adventure game wrapped up that looks like a shooter. Playsoft, if you're still looking at this, people are still putting this shooter that you put over. But let's go back to this EXO here. EXO has great music. It's a huge-ass game.
I have this list as EXO. This might be something else. Oh, no, it is EXO. Okay. Elite
Xeno Operations. Even on this screen alone, there's secrets on this screen. There's cinematics. There's you can select whatever world you're going to. This is a challenging game. It looks like, yes, we are live, huge ass. It looks like a shooter, and it's tricking you right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually a kind of a puzzle platform adventure game. I would say this is more of an adventure game, and it's not easy. And basically, each level, you can hear that it's got great music, great graphics. Each level, you've got to find, you got to blow up a generator, and when you blow up the generator, it lets down these electrical, electrical barricades that get you into secret areas. You can steal a key, and then take the key to the boss and kick the boss's ass. And watch out there, son. And
I'm horrible at this game. We should find somebody who's good at it.
Yeah, and somebody says they got this on the VCS. That's why we were saying this has been released. See the barricade there. We got to find. Oh, there's the key card to get out and fight the boss. And there's actually hidden artifacts. There's great dialogue. Maybe not as great as Rikki and Vikki, but Muddy Funster does great dry dialogue for a 7800 game with his British humor. And and there's different, like, look at this. This is like, we got to figure out how to time this right. Ooh, can we get down there? Oh, I see what you're doing here. It's a time switch. There we go. We got it. Get out of here. We don't need that one. Watch out for these missiles. Holy shit.
Yeah, you can't shoot them.
You do suck at this game.
Who knew?
But this game, like, hey, it's fun. There's like a jungle world. There's like a rusty kind of world. There's like a computerized world. Different worlds, different characters, tons of cinematics. What else would you got to say about this game? Because it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. I still have not put the time into it that it deserves. But again, picking aspects from Rikki and Vikki, I feel that once again, this has the challenge that Rikki Vikki offers. So one thing that I enjoyed about Rikki and Vikki was how long that game took me to complete. It was again, a lot of 7800 games I can beat in an afternoon if I want to.
Yeah.
Rikki and Vikki, not so much. That took me a little while to get through. And EXO,
a long time.
Yeah, and EXO is going to be the same way because, like I said, I have not given it the time it deserves because I know it's going to take me a lot of time to complete it and put out a review or whatever.
Hey, look, Funk's Burrow. That's named after me, but we just blew through it because you don't like me. So.
No, I don't like you at all. So, yeah, but yeah, I think this is a fantastic game. Muddy is so talented on the 7800. All these guys, VHZC, everybody we talked about, PlaySoft especially, all these guys, and I restart because that's as far.
You don't want to show how bad you did.
Well, that's as far as I made it in that recording. That was as far. Muddy has all his ROMs available, I believe.
For sale.
For sale. I don't know how you get them. I guess message him on Atari Age.
He's on the Atari Age forums. His name's Muddy Funster. Looks like his logo is like an Activision logo, but it says Muddy Funster. Great guy. Love Lewis Black. He's a hell of a dude. That game, agreed. What is comparing to Rikki and Vikki? Music right there.
Music
challenge right there. Boss fights not as good as Rikki and Vikki.
I haven't even made it to a boss yet in that game,
and that's probably the weakest attribute. But as far as the extras like cinematics, listening to the music, there's like a little player, like a CD player, like an old. You can listen to it. There's secrets. There's like different things you can unlock to read.
Yep,
he's releasing. It's on the Atari VCS for only $8 too. But you can buy you can buy the EXO collector's edition, which has tons of stuff in it too. All the extras and stuff. I would put that right there with Rikki too. So this was one that was real close to being better than Rikki.
Oh yeah,
and Vikki.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, it's equal at the very least, which is high praise in a lot of aspects. So, very cool game, great addition. Moving on to my next game, I have, it looks like 2 more. Again, choosing aspects of Rikki and Vikki. There is some where I kind of chose the same aspect a few times, but I just want to talk about this one. Harpy's Curse, to me, graphically is nowhere near. Well, I kind of like this part. I think this looks cool for a 70.
Just because you can see up her skirt, you pervert.
Well, I got to angle my head, but yeah, I can get a good shot up there. But what I love about this game, it's a Metroidvania for the 7800. Number one, that's a big deal for a lot of people. Metroidvanias are they've kind of been the hot thing for a decade or so. And it seems like people always want them for every system. So yeah, Harpy's Curse, exactly. But this game, I was happy with. And Rikki and Vikki really doesn't have this, I guess, but the exploration of it, there was a lot of points where I felt like I was going in circles, or maybe I was a little bit lost, but there was some rewarding points to the exploration in this game that made me want to keep playing it. It has a new game plus to it, which Rikki and Vikki doesn't have, but it kind of upped the difficulty to almost a EXO or Rikki and Vikki level, if not a little bit beyond. Overall, I just really enjoyed this game. I guess the enjoyment factor would probably have been, I guess, the aspect that was similar to Rikki and Vikki the most, because I did have a lot of fun playing through this. Again, there was frustrating moments in it. The boss battles are a definite downside. They cannot touch Rikki and Vikki in terms of boss battles. But overall, it's a fun game. Looking at the game as a whole, I think it was an experience I was really glad to have. And if you want a long-form adventure with some unique elements, I don't think you can go wrong with this one, in my opinion.
I'm going to say this game is not on my list of 5, but there are 3 things about it I think are better than Rikki and Vikki. One is exploration, obviously.
Yep.
One is the leveling up of the Harpy.
Oh yeah.
You're doing this joust type dive, which is counterintuitive and tough, but she becomes a little badass and can do all sorts of stuff by the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And she starts to just rock all of these regular mobs that were giving her trouble in the beginning. That's always a great sign of good programming and good ideas. And again, hey, that was a big deal. You find a heart right there.
Oh, yeah.
And the third thing is nostalgia. There's nothing like writing down passcodes on a notebook and a pen like we did in the 80s. And I'm sitting there going, okay, it looks like a scissors or a half of a ribbon or whatever that is. And I'm trying to write that out so I can put it into the game next time I play it. The other thing is, too, on the 7800, this is also available on the Atari VCS for $8.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
But this also is a 7800 release, and they have a map that comes with it. It reminds me of like those old cereal boxes. You know, you'd have sometimes there would be like adventures and mysteries on cereal boxes or something like that, but the map was kind of covered up and there's like dust and wear because it's like we found it in a pyramid or some shit. And so it doesn't really show you everywhere, but it gives you some inklings on where some things are. And the combination of that, I think, is awesome. So this game is great. I love this game. I beat it on the VCS. Agreed, graphics aren't nearly as good. Music obviously is not very as good, and the boss battles are not nearly as good. And this game is frustrating. I get frustrated with all Metroidvanias. I got annoyed with Adventure of Samsara at some points. Even though at the end I'd have to say it actually, now that I look back, it did play out really well. But anyway, this game is real close to being on the level of Rikki and Vikki as well.
Absolutely, it was just a few things off from being at that level, but I really liked it. Looking up a map for it, good luck, because there is not actually that many walkthrough guides, maps, stuff. That's the other thing about these games.
I will on Atari Age, if you look up the map to Harpy's Curse, there is a shot on one of their little you have to like get on your phone, you take a pitch screenshot and you expand it. And that actually is what helped me beat the game on the VCS.
Pay attention to that map, because it'll show you where there's a big secret in that game.
Oh, and there's another thing. I wanted to correct you on this too. No offense, but there is like a secret world where you're like, whoa, this gets really tough. Yeah. Oh, and in Harpy's Curse.
Yeah.
Rikki Vikki has a secret world too. Yeah. Yeah. It also has the 2-player world, which creates a much more different experience and a more difficult experience. So there is like a leveling. There is a kind of you beat the game, but asterisk, what game did you really beat? So there is that element that's similar too.
Absolutely, yeah. Good point. Good idea. So, what do you got, Benny? One more, I think, or two?
I've got two, John.
Okay.
I'm going to end with my closer here, but I'm going to go another Vlad game because I'm going to poo-poo on a couple of his games on my website recently. But Night Guy in a Low-Res World, Castle Days. Sometimes you make a game and there's not hardly any music to this game. There's no story, but somehow
you gotta save your pet.
Save your pet. But somehow, some way, this game is charming as hell. And I would say somehow, I don't know if it's how cute he looks or what, or how simple the game is. I think this is almost as charming, if not more charming, than Rikki and Vikki. You're saving a pet. We can all, if anybody took one of my little dogs, I'd go on this stupid kind of expedition here. Sorry, wrong word. But, this is I always called this a 2D Dragon's Lair. A lot of stuff, Twitch type games. There's a great, really interesting boss battles. Vlad has always really done well with these and good ideas for simple gameplay. You only need one button on this game. Yep. Not a lot of music. Graphics are charming, but nothing to knock you out. but getting to the end and then there's 4 secrets. You need to find all 4 secrets if you want to beat the game, and then being able to run out of the castle before it explodes to get your final score and to see if you even beat the game. So you have to run through all the traps backwards. Really cool, man. And again, graphics aren't as great. It's not as long as Rikki and Vikki. The boss battles aren't as good, even though they're good. But the charm is right there. And better exploration. So some people will like this game even better. It's satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic game. This is the game that introduced me to Vlad. Vlad, the 7800 Impaler. No, but this introduced me to him, and I knew from the moment I played this game that the dude makes great games. That he makes stuff that you want to play. You want to play Night Guy when you first see it. When you see this at Atari Age and you maybe see some screenshots, it looks like a game you want to buy and play. It has that. I don't know what there's a attraction to it when you just know a game when you look at it. Remember, you used to go to the store and you'd pick up the box because we didn't know nothing back in the day, and you'd say, "I want to play this game." That's what it reminds me of. His games are attractive in that manner. So.
And again, I piggyback off that idea. That's a great observation. I think this is the approachability. I think this game is much more approachable than Rikki and Vikki. This is a very Atari game where it's easy to understand, easy to play, but somewhat difficult to master. So that is an Atari game to a T. And so, it's even more approachable than Rikki and Vikki.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a good choice. It wasn't one of mine, but I can't say that I don't agree with it.
I agree with Harpy's Curse too, your pick. So yeah, great stuff.
Great stuff. Yep. Looks fun to Crypto. Looks fun to me. So let me bring this up here. I got my last pick, and I'm actually going to sort of piggyback off of you a little bit. Like I said, my pick's a little bit different here. I got loaded off of YouTube, so give me a second. But no, I also have a Vlad game here, and I'm choosing Tunnels of Hyperion. It's brand new, just released. It was released at PRGE this year. The demo's been up for quite a while, and I played the demo somewhat. Graphically, I think this game looks excellent. It has nice big, your ship is nice and large. That can be a detriment too, though, because you got to kind of weave it between some tight spaces. So, but you got a nice large ship that looks pretty good. And it has that sort of puzzle game aspect of Rikki and Vikki, where it's sort of it looks like a side-scrolling shooter, but it's actually disguising sort of an underlying puzzle game where memorization is kind of key. Knowing where to put your ship is more important than being able to shoot the enemies. And that's kind of an aspect of Rikki and Vikki that I don't think gets brought up a lot when people talk about it, how it's more of a puzzle game than a platformer. And this is the same thing, a great looking game with a lot of puzzle elements that I can't wait to own the box of and pull down and complete, because I think I finished the demo, or I came close to it at least. So I will be thrilled to have this and finish it.
Yeah, I agree. This is I'm not as high on this game, but I do appreciate the fact that it is a horizontal shooter, but it's really a puzzle game, is what this thing is. It is a memorization game. It is a very unique experience. A couple of Vlad's games, you even have a boss battle here. This is more about time. You can die as many times as you want as long as you have time, and there's ways to prolong the time to give you more of a chance. But you shoot him coming this way. I've never even done that before. That's actually even better than what I was doing. This is
somebody else playing.
Okay.
This isn't my gameplay.
That's a good idea. I'm going to steal that for next time. I'm going to get you some better points there, or more points that way. But and again, that's there's depth of gameplay here, so that's very valuable as well, and it's exhilarating, and so it's a good game, and Vlad's had a couple of misses recently, in my opinion, and I think this is him getting back on the horse. So
yeah, I think this is a lot better than so, like you said, some of the other stuff that's been released recently. So I'm super excited to get it. Awesome.
I got one more.
So one more from Vinny here, and this is a good one.
Yeah. And again, just like Rikki and Vikki, this game is not my cup of tea. This is not what I would say. This is my favorite genre of game. However, the scope of this game is even grander than Rikki and Vikki because of the overworld map. And I'm talking about Bernie and the Tower of Doom, which is a VCS release. I beat the game on the VCS, and it's coming out right now too. And so this game could have been, maybe in your estimation, better than Rikki and Vikki. Talk about, Rikki and Vikki was charming as hell. So who's the best dialogue writer in the 7800 universe? Is it Muddy Funster? Or is it Tailchao with Rikki and Vikki? Because the dialogue was great in this. This has a lot of great dry British humor. There's cut scenes with different people all over the universe in this game. And it's a great flavor. And so you got hot ass
that's cool.
Snail and the Snail sitting here, and we're having coffee, and they have a funny dialogue.
Smash and crash.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what they're talking about there. Snails,
I thought they were talking about something different.
Snails are very, snails are very loving, which is kind of gross, but kind of sweet too. They're monogamous, I think. But anyway, so they got a letter here with a look at that. It's got like a royal wax crest, and so this over map is cool. You can find a lot of secrets on this overworld map. But the crux of the game is another single screen puzzle platformer, and there's some really cool. There's some stuff that's kind of derivative, and you're like, okay, this looks like something like Lode Runner or or whatever. There's some stuff that's pretty derivative, but there's some live action unpredictable screens where there's autonomous robots or mobs of some sort doing whatever. Like they're not locked in a position. They can kind of do whatever, and it creates like a really insane atmosphere to try to beat the level without dying. So
what are you trying to do? Get the stars off of the...
You dry hump the floor, and you're trying to see
that.
You dry hump the floor, and you got to figure out how to get the you got to get the stars out of you got to dry hump the gelatin, or the stars come out, and you can. And so again, this is, and you'll know that I like this too. This game is very similar because each screen you clear, you go to the next one,
right?
And you eventually go to the top of a tower. Guess what he does?
What?
He topples the tower.
Oh.
And then when he topples, there is two, John, I saw this about shit my pants, son. There is a submarine part of the game that is exactly like Tower Toppler.
Tower Toppler? You're kidding.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? So this is a definite homage to Tower Toppler, which is my favorite 7800 game. I'm the world record holder of it currently. And I loved that. And when I saw that, I had heart eyes. I was like, oh my God. So
I'm going to bring this up because I didn't have gameplay pulled up. So look, who's this guy?
Oh, look at that. I have a little Bernie there.
That's a Bernie?
God, that's a little Bernie.
What's wrong with his eyes?
Well, he just shit my hand there.
Man.
Yeah.
So you have a review up on your channel, which is great.
I do.
I'll tell you what, I have not had a chance to play this game yet. I don't even think I bought it on the VCS.
Oh my God, man.
This looks incredible though. The charm, the story. I love the story. There's a lot more of it, which I ain't always thrilled with in some games, but I really enjoy the presentation and the charm of this game.
Oh, he's cool. I keep calling him a snail. This
He's
is
a
one
slug,
of those,
right?
Well, Muddy's like, he's not a snail. He keeps getting mad at me. Watch out there. So here's one of the live action screens. That's really, of course, these guys are kind of following a pattern, but their patterns change when they fall. This is an incredible puzzle design. Is it as good as Rikki and Vikki. He has a flying toilet. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
British people are so funny. But are the levels as good or thought out as well as Rikki and Vikki? Probably not, but they're very close. In fact, the one of the knocks that I have on this game is I feel like the last level should have been something else. It was kind of
really?
like, yeah, it was like, what? But it was cool. You go to a particularly crazy place to beat to beat the robot. But I thought the last level could have been something better. But again, there's not really any boss battles in this. If we're saying why this isn't better than Rikki and Vikki, I don't think the level design is as good as Rikki and Vikki, and we're talking about a 4.5 compared to a 5. It's very good. I'm not trying to poo-poo on it, but that's why the charm, the dialogue's probably better in this game. So, and the scope of the game I think's better.
Yeah, I like the overworld too. Very very like Mario World esque. Yeah. Great stuff. I can't wait to play this. I'm so excited. This looks like Muddy really fully realizing his potential on the console, and that's something I think we've all been it's been great watching him evolve from Danger Zone to or from Tire Tracks, I guess. Even I love that game on the 2600 to Danger Zone to Artie and this and everything. So it's great to see him kind of improve and grow. And man, I think this has a great presentation. I put it on par with Rikki and Vikki almost, with the overworld and cutscenes and stuff. At least from what I've seen, I haven't tried it yet. So
I think the graphics are probably better with Rikki and Vikki and stuff, because some of these color schemes are a little gaudy. But I mean, dialogue wise, scope wise, just charm wise, the overworld map to me is just what makes the game so much fun. If you just went through these screens, it would be pretty boring. It's because you can go off the trail at some points and you run into people. There's people in the woods that you can talk to, and there's secrets and stuff. So it's really pretty fun, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, great topic, Vinny. I love the topic when you brought it up, and I think we had a lot of great games put on here. Hopefully you guys found something you can, when you click off the video, go try or put on your wish list or whatever.